Hey everyone, hope you all are doing great and keeping safe. I'm very happy to be here and speaking at CityJS Conf India 2022. This is my first CityJS Conf as a speaker, and thanks a lot for joining in today for my session. So, first of all, let me quickly introduce myself. This is Siddharth Dayalwal, and I am joining in from Vadodara, Gujarat, in India. I'm currently working as a developer relations engineer at Storyblock, which is a headless CMS. I'm a GitHub field expert for India region. I'm also part of the first ever class of DigitalOcean's Navigator program, where I'm contributing in areas like content and community. Apart from all of these, I'm also the founding organizer of my very own hackathon known as Hack This Fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as at the rate Siddharth underscore hacks. So feel free to connect with me over there and take screenshots while I'm talking, share your learnings on social media, and tag me. You can tag CityJSConf as well. Cool, pretty much about me. Now let's jump onto the main topic. Alright, so now I will be dividing the title into two parts. Let us first jump onto what you see on the screen, Swiss Army knife of the web. Now, talking about just Swiss Army knife, which is again a very interesting tool, isn't it? I remember growing up, I always wanted to have this tool with me, which I can like use for multiple purposes and like take it anywhere with me. I can be fully prepared for anything which is about to come in ahead of me. And this made me feel like a survivor. Confused what it is actually? Let me tell you. In my talk description, you might have noticed that I mentioned Bear Grylls. Now, Bear Grylls is an adventurer. If you might have watched Man vs. Wild, you would know him. Hence, this statement that you don't need a Bear Grylls to survive on the web. All you need is a good headless CMS. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's talk about content. Now, you might have heard this a lot that content is the king. But here comes the question that can everyone take care of their content with ease, or is it not possible unless you are a survivor? So, here is when headless comes into the play, which is the second part of the title. Talking more about headless CMS, in general, it enables anyone to build projects and manage content on a go in much more collaborative, flexible, and in multiple ways. It is fast, easy, and most importantly, for everyone. So let us understand it in a better way. If I need to go with the definition, a headless CMS is a backend only content management system built from the ground up as a content repository that makes content accessible via a RESTful API or GraphQL API for display on any device. Now, thanks to the headless approach, we can now gain the freedom of having our own content be consumed by different platforms across the digital world. Also, if we need to talk about traditional CMS, which is also known as monolithic CMS, a headless CMS itself does not differentiate between presentation layers or prefer a built-in over, your favorite technology. To talk more about the same, let us jump to explore some of the many features of headless CMS. To start with, it is faster, of course, which means that a single content item can be reused and combined with several different presentation outputs, which in the end allows for the projects to be completed faster. Next up is flexible. Now, a headless CMS provides greater flexibility for different organizations, which in turn allows content to be distributed to a number of devices, making it easier to integrate with any other systems used by the user. Future proof. Now, with the headless CMS, it's more quicker for your teams to just create new websites and just new functionality on existing websites and portals. Now, how cool is that? Again, omni-channel architecture. It helps you turn your visitors into customers by delivering great experiences across all the platforms. Also, omni-channel strategies ensures that the customers receive the same personalized experience and the message throughout each and every channel or the platform. Next up, cost effectiveness. It is absolutely cost effective. Now, best is that you can start small and then scale up as you need to based on your requirements. And on top of that, with less maintenance required, integrations and tech adjustments are easier and thus, due to which it is cheaper. A headless CMS can also be deployed as a SaaS system, meaning that there is no need to host the software on premise. Now, this is something very interesting. Next is scalable. Now, of course, look, while we talk about headless CMS, the backend and front end are separated. So, if the backend CMS platform has any performance issues, or maybe it needs some maintenance, it will not create any downtime to a website, or maybe compromise its performance. Because, and also, like, your hosting options are like unlimited with the headless CMS, and deployment environments as well at the same time. So that is like cherry on the cake. Speed and ease, for sure, not forgetting that. Now, headless CMS allows easy and secure integrations with any of your existing systems. At the same time, it is like easy and fast to manage your content, and headless CMS is easy to learn and understand, which makes it even more interesting. Last but not the least, software architecture. A headless CMS provides better software architecture, and when I say that, it means that the published content and the CMS platform are separated. Talking more about this, there are like number of benefits. Some of them are like security, which in a way we can explain it as access to the CMS is restructured internally within the organization, while the content that is published outside is either approved for public consumption or can be secured or encrypted, whatever required. Next would be availability. Just in case the CMS application go offline, there's no impact on the web applications. Now that sounds something awesome, isn't it? So these were like some of the many features of headless CMS. Now let's talk about Storyblock, which is a headless CMS. While I say that, Storyblock is the only headless CMS with a visual editor, which I'm gonna discuss more in my next and upcoming slide. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Also, it provides developers with all the flexibility they need to build reliable and fast websites, and at the same time, giving the content creators with like no coding skills the ability to edit content independently of the developer without needing them at any place. Time to hear a fact. Now, it is like a traditional CMS, which is also a monolithic, makes it very hard to repurpose your content for multiple platforms. Now, what Storyblock offers is a unique combination of visual editing tools and highly customizable content blocks, and that too on top of modern headless architecture, which all gives developers the flexibility to build fast and reliable digital platforms. And not to forget the component based approach which we use allows you to reuse your well structured content in the ever changing world of technology. So, what are you waiting for? We have like everything you need to build better digital experiences. But on that note, while talking about all of this headless, CMS, and what are its benefits, what are its bugs, it brings us to this question, a very simple question: what to watch out for in a headless CMS? All right, cool. I'll admit it that finding a right headless CMS for yourself can be difficult. I understand. But not anymore. Because you're watching my talk right now and I'm here to help you. Benefits and perks of attending my talk. Anyways, so let's jump on straight to the answer. Let's start with the very first one, visual editor. Now, the visual editor gives you a preview of the changes you made to a website even before those changes go live. This is something definitely crazy. So it's like the simplest yet most powerful editing experience editors and marketers can get, or anyone else as well at the same time. With the visual editor, you like give yourself or your team a self-explaining interface, so that in turn it can boost their productivity in like multiple ways, of course. Secondly, talking about omni-channel, we already had some pointers about the same in our previous slides. But to go it with in more detailed way, omnichannel is essentially an integration and ability to just bring together the different multi-channels under a unique storyline, goal, and of course a strategy to provide one unique streamlined, seamless, and connected experience, both digitally and physically. And while talking about headless CMS, you can manage all of those content in one single content hub, no matter where your users consume it. It's as simple as that. Next up would definitely be advanced technology. Now, the headless CMS should integrate with like every framework so that you're like free to choose the best fit for your project. It should work with your favorite technology. I would definitely love something which works with something I love with my favorite technology. So why not? Lastly, component approach. Now, considering nestable content blocks, it makes content management easy even within complex layouts. You know, in content blocks, allow the developer to just reuse those components elsewhere, refilling them with new content each time if necessary. And believe me, you get to define reusable custom components and just build dynamic layouts for landing pages, websites, and like so many things. So now you know what to watch out for in a headless CMS, aren't you? But now, guess what? All the points which I just mentioned are provided by none other than Storyblock itself. Visual editor, which is just awesome. Omnichannel, great experience. Advanced technology, we have a wonderful learning hub with like plenty of resources, which I'm going to talk about shortly. And the component approach, which is like very flexible and easy to use. So, after all of these things, now comes the question, whom is it for? Now, here's the time for you to remember something which I mentioned in my previous slides. I said that headless CMS is for everyone. I meant it because it is for everyone actually. Let us understand this thing from Storyblock perspective. It helps you to take control of your content, and at the same time it allows you to keep everyone on the same page, make an edit and publish it. If we need to talk about all of these things on an individual perspective, let's start with developers itself, which you see on the screen. Now, for developers, it has like limitless technology support, a CMS that works with like old technologies, front end frameworks, and at the same time fits all your projects. Then you can like call it Jamstack or cloud native. Storyblock supports it all. And as I said earlier, we prepare technology hub so that you can find selected beginner tutorials, videos, boilerplates, and even cheat sheets all in one place. Who else? Marketers? For sure. One CMS, endless channels. The only limit is your imagination. So marketers can orchestrate, manage, and publish your content everywhere with Storyblock. And from it can be from corporate and e-commerce websites to like mobile apps, digital signage, and like beyond that as well. Let's jump a little bit more on the enterprise side as well. In today's time, leading enterprises across the world uses Storyblock to manage and share their content with the entire globe. So, like, that's even awesome. And lastly, not to forget, for content editors. Now, there's like no such better way to organize your content. I, being myself a content creator, can definitely vouch for that. That the headless CMS approach and with the Storyblock, it becomes so much easy for content editors to just manage their content. It helps content editors to just focus on their main job. Creators can just create, manage, and publish their content everywhere from corporate websites, e-commerce sites, mobile apps, and like much more. Hence, we can say that Storyblock works for everyone. That is how it is. Cool. What else? Now is the time to jump onto a demo. let me quickly bring up my another screen so that you can see something which I need to show you all folks. Now this is what is Storyblock website. Feel free to head over to the website to know more about us and read out more of our what things, exciting things we are coming up with, what are the things we are providing to you all folks. Feel free to check them out. It's storyblock.com. All right then. Now we are on to the Storyblock app, which is like app.storyblock.com. You can anytime sign up or log in if you have already signed up and get into this particular thing. You can create a new space for yourself, and you'll find multiple options over here as well. But I've already created a demo space for myself, so I do not need to necessarily do that. Over here, this is what you see as your dashboard at the very first place, which you will encounter, where you can see like multiple activities which are happening. Of course, there's something new, so I cannot see any readings as of now. Content, which is like gonna be the main thing for us over here, because as I said earlier, content is the king, and I love playing with content, that is for sure. And there are like multiple things. You can create folders, different entries. You can already see 2 entries over here, multiple folders which are like by default over there because this is a demo space. Let's directly deep dive into the home uh, page. Now you see there's like a basic template already over here, and then you see multiple things. Now let me just divide things over here. The left side, which you see, this one is the visual editor, and like this will give you all of those live changes which you do even before publishing your content out there, or even before it is live. So you see this is like the visual editor, and on the right side you can see this is where we are going to do the changes. Now just see my mouse cursor when I try to hover it on different things. Now over here we see a dotted line, right? So that is what makes it identified, or it allows us to track the changes which we are doing, and so on and so forth, everything. Now, if I need to directly click on this particular welcome to Storyblock demo, it will take me directly to the fields and whatever necessary, pages or styles or things is related to that particular section. If I go to this, if I click over here, this will change this for me. So I necessarily do not need to, go ahead and find things from this particular, section. I can just directly click over here and see what are the things I have over here. And the live editing is like the fantastic thing. For example, welcome to the Storyblock demo. I can just say that welcome to my talk, and then I can add the heading too, which is maybe CityJS Conf 2022, and sub headline as maybe Headless CMS. How cool is that? And then I can directly click the save button over here. Now there are like multiple things, of course. For example, if I just directly go to the page, I can directly add block over here. Now there are like so many blocks which we have like predefined. For example, if I need to talk about call to action, CTA, we have like predefined call to actions which are like super amazing. Let's say if I'm adding this footer with dark background, and not actually the footer but a section, and this is right now down, and if I need to maybe bring that up, I just need to drag it over here and see how simple is it, and I can just maybe drag it a little down over here and then just click save. And for example, let's say this is blue. I do not want this button as blue. I'll just click on this button. I see there are like multiple styles predefined. For example, if I'm a content creator, I do not necessarily need to reach out to developer to say that, hey, please turn this button color to white. I can just click on this white. And now, as you can see, it is already white. And this is as simple as that. So we as content creator, or be it for let's say marketers, necessarily do not need to be dependent on developers anymore in that case, and vice versa for many other examples. Now an interesting thing over here is, which you can see, preview in new window. So once I click on that, this is what you get as the preview of the website you have been working on. So it's very simple for you to just share this link with your team members, just to make them aware about what are the updates about the website, and so on and so forth. Awesome. What else do we have got over here? If you can see, we can like just minimize this and totally work on the content which we are working on, and just ignore the visual sides. Then you can also check out how does your content look on different kinds of platform or devices, like for example mobile, tablet. And if I do not need to see on any, I can just click on cross, and then you can check the responsiveness of your content. For example, if you see over here, they're like blocks. I can just see how responsive they are for multiple platforms, and this is like super cool thing. What else? Again, an interesting thing, version. Now I have done pretty few changes over here. As you can see, all the changes which I've done will be showed over here, and it will be stored in the different version every time I click save button. And just in case if I do not want all of those changes, I can just click on the previous version which I want, and I can just click on the restore button. And once I do that, it's like I'll get all of my previous edits back again, and that's like super cool thing. And then I can just click directly on the publish button, which will publish it and make it live. And there's like different ways of workstage. We can have draft, review, ready to publish. You can add some of your team members, you can add them roles, you can just add some comments and like so much more. Being a developer, this is something really cool thing. You can get the JSON for your for the work you have been doing, a draft JSON, publish JSON, and like so much more thing as well. And there are like, then you can define schema. So for example, let me just make some dummy uh, field for say, let's say, and then you can add so many, you can check so many field types: text area, number, markdown, rich text, and so on and so forth, like so much more. So feel free to experiment with yourself and see what you can do, and try building something cool. And feel free to let me know. You can share it on socials, you can tag me, you can tag Storyblock, and so much more. But this is not it. Let's go back and see something which is super interesting, and let me quickly show that to you as well. Something which we call it Storyblock V2, which we are like super excited about. So if you click on try Storyblock V2, and this will get you over here, you just need to click on go to Storyblock V2, and we are in the V2. Now, the best thing which I love about the V2 is like how friendly it is with the user, how user friendly it is. So let's say I have been working on home. It's the same page I've been working on, but see the way the things have changed around. The experience is something which I crave for over here. I can just drag things directly. I can give live feedback. I can discuss some things with my team. I can just comment it anywhere. Or what else? We have also got this particular thing over here in the leftmost column. So I necessarily do not need to go back and again to just switch between different pages and different folders, different entries. And it's like super cool. And there's like so many other things which are coming up around the V2 as well. We have block library, we have configuration entry directly from here. So these are like multiple things which makes it like super exciting. Start a discussion for sure, leaving a comment. Hey, tell me about this, maybe something like that. And once I do that, just post it. And I can just directly communicate with my team members now. This is like even more collaborative in much more meaningful sense. And this is like everything open and resolved. So if you want to check it out, please go ahead, check it out. And feel free to let us know if you have any feedback or anything else as well, because that is something super valuable for us, and we would definitely look forward to it. And one thing which I promised I would be sharing is the Learning Hub. You can visit storyblock.com/talks, and you can like find almost every benefits and resources out there. Starting from developer guides, editor guides, all the technology hub, documentation, different tech stacks, and the tutorials around it, videos, blogs, articles, and so much more. So make sure you check that out, and it would be even more good if you start building something around Storyblock and surprise us with some of your creation. So that would be pretty much around the demo. Let's end this on that note. I would like to thank each and every one of you for just attending my talk and being with me so far, and thanks for being a wonderful audience. Really appreciate that. Also, a huge shout out to the entire CityJS Conf team for putting this amazing conferences together and helping spread experiences from different spaces. So kudos to you folks, and big thanks to my team at Storyblock for their amazing feedback and just endless support and motivation. You can also know more about our Headless CMS, as I mentioned, just visiting on this particular website and check out our learning hub. And I would love to connect with you people for sure on social media. So do not ever hesitate to find me online on Twitter. Just just ping me over there and I'll be more than happy to help you out. And enjoy the conference. Have a great weekend. Thanks once again, everyone. Bye bye. See you around.